All right, no table is safe outside of Highmark Stadium because this crowd is loud and this crowd is ready for a ball game. We're just outside of Buffalo in Orchard Park, New York. Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And we're off and running from Western New York. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
'56.
Allen taken right to the air. Complete to Coleman. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Darius Slay with the stop.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
Brings up 3rd down.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. That's caught for the first. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49. 3rd and 18 kills most drives, right? But they find an opening and hit it to pick up the first.
49-yard line.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. 1st down, ball at the 36. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He finds Kincaid. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Allen gonna throw again. Connection made to Coleman. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought down on the effort by Quinyon Mitchell. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Slot man in motion right. And he's brought down for a loss.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
Offense looking confident, but they need 4 here on 4th down. They'll go, Allen. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So this one will not get it done. They're going to turn this over on downs.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything. And boy, did they ever attack it.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Right to the air, it's Hurts. This finds Smith. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Eagles have the football. They have it on 2nd and short. Hurts now from the gun. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Here's Barkley. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. They'll try it right with Brown. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I can hear it now, Kate, before it even comes out of my mouth when I say anybody but a receiver or corner is the best athlete on the field. But I'm starting to really feel like these DNs in today's NFL game are the best athletes. And when you watch one chase down a play like that for negative yards, well, I'll make my case and I'll stand on that opinion.
And they won't do it. So that fall's incomplete on 4th down.
You go for it on 4th down, it's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
First and 10. Here's Allen. He's got this complete to James Cook. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Allen to throw. Taking a deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Second down. Allen throwing again. Short pass brought in. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
Allen on 3rd and short. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play. Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10.
No touch. No touch.
Look at this. The wideout gets it to start this drive. And the defense not caught off guard at all. They track him down after a small gain. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Completed to his running back. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
First and 10, here's Hurts. That's into the hands of Barkley. And he's out of bounds after reaching the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Throwing here, Hurts. Barkley's got it. It's a Philadelphia touchdown! The Eagles get some late points and the lead. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Eagles offense staying out there. They're going for 2.
Will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Hurts throwing again. Into a crowd, and a defender comes up with it. Matt Milano in to pick it off. Well, he looked maybe a little unsure of the call, Brock, and that 2-point try unraveled out there.
Or maybe they were just surprised by the look this defense came out in. Either way, unfortunately, not a whole lot you can do once that ball snapped. Got to find some way to make that call work.
Could have been 7 if they'd tried the point after, but instead, they only call on him to boot this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Allen setting up to throw. Curtis Samuel's there for the catch. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
2nd and 10 now. This one's quickly to Shakir. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills tie it just before halftime. Well, Brock, even with it being possibly the most popular route for teams to go to, sometimes you get it on the slants, you find yourself in the gap to turn it into much more, including what we just saw, 6 points.
All this time on task between you and I together, why do you think it's the most popular route?
Easy for the QB?
Yeah, I mean, short distance, easy for the QB,
Yeah.
and it's also great versus man or zone. There really is not a defense that you can employ out there. When you execute it right and you execute it on time, the big plays, and sometimes like this, touchdowns will follow.
Bass now to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down.
At their own 32-yard line.
It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Now Hurts. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Hurts trying again on 2nd down. Able to get it to Barkley. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Tackled on the play by Taylor Rapp.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And that brings up 4th and long.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, they just couldn't quite hang on.
They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on 4th down. And now it puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on 4th.
That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us.
Tyler Bass, the kickoff for Buffalo.
Bass now to kick this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. A tight end in motion now. On the handoff, it's Barkley. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And the defense not caught off guard at all. They track him down after a small gain.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. He's got Smith. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Running left, this is Barkley. Down the sideline to the 45. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
They send a tight end in motion. Now Barkley. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound a defense. But you get this game going right at the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
Now a give. It's Brown headed right. And the reverse call pays off. Some decent yardage before he's brought down.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too, creating the space for a solid pickup.
They go with Barkley here. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They're gonna run with Barkley. And that carry only nets one on the plunge up the gut.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless third. They'll try again from the 4. It's 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Barkley. And he's in for the touchdown. The Eagles take a 4th quarter lead. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while, but that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
He's throwing for it! And the 2-point pass falls incomplete. Would have felt more comfortable, obviously, with a 7-point lead, but they have to settle for 5. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Brings in the kick at the 9. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now Allen. This will be caught by Cooper. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Fits it through the middle. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Yeah, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
Working inside the red zone. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he can't find the lane before being wrapped up at the line. No pickup on that run, and it leaves them 4 yards out on 3rd and goal. So a timeout comes in. It looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw it. This could decide things. It's intercepted. Picked off by Nakobe Dean. 40. Hits the 20. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles push the lead up to 12.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And this kick is going to go out of bounds. Oh, my. That's going to place the ball at the 40-yard line. New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Half 85, half 85. We'll go.
First down throw for Allen. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quinyon Mitchell. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick 6 touchdown.